The rivalry between Alabama and Auburn now involves poison and horticulture. Police near Auburn have arrested a 62-year-old alleged Alabama fan for poisoning the historic Toomer's Corner oak trees at Auburn University. Auburn students have celebrated great victories for 50 years by throwing rolls of toilet paper into the branches of the trees. My college traditions often sound silly from a distance, but they're very serious to the students who celebrate them. What does this tell you about the Auburn-Alabama rivalry?
Well, Tony, I know a little bit, having covered college sports for a long time, about the rivalry. I've been on Auburn's campus after big victories and seen this tradition play out. But you know, the competition, the rivalry has existed for more than 100 years. And I don't know that there's been anything this severe. So while this upsets me, I mean, this really bothers me, I don't know whether we should treat it as something that is symptomatic of something to come and a new intensity which is over the line, or simply an isolated case of somebody being so out of line that they should perhaps be prosecuted. This is not like stealing a mascot or taking a statue from in front of a classroom building and returning it after the big game. This is not like that. To me, you should not be able to do something that I consider at least borderline criminal, if not outright criminal behavior.
I think it's criminal. I think if found guilty, this person ought to go to jail. I don't want to get into the differences among trees and animals and people or anything like that, but there's a malevolence with this. There's something pathological about this. These trees, if I understand correctly, are to Auburn. They are Auburn in the way that, you know, the bonfire is Texas A&M, dotting the I on Ohio State is Ohio State. So it's very troubling to me. Auburn discovered the poisoning after someone called into Paul Feinbaum's radio show claiming to have dumped herbicide on the tree's roots, finishing his call by saying, quote, "Roll damn Tide," unquote. We welcome Paul Feinbaum to the show. Let me begin, if I could, with this. Do you believe that the caller to your show was the man they arrested today, Paul?
I absolutely do, Tony.
Paul, for people who have not been to Auburn's campus, can you describe the importance of the trees? Give us some sense of the setting and what the trees mean to the campus and the community.
Mike, you could see it today at the news conference. The people talking, the horticulturists, the professors were crying. It was as if someone had died, and I think that says it all. You've been to that campus. They call themselves the Auburn family, and they go down there after every big win. And it's a tradition that's lasted 30 years, as Tony said. These trees are special. You can't just go to Walmart and replace them on Saturday afternoon. And I think as a result, Auburn people feel like they've lost something near and dear to them today, and I think they have.
You live in the area, you work in the area. How tense have things become between Auburn fans and Alabama fans that could possibly lead to something like this?
This is the worst and most bitter rivalry in college athletics, but I think it's gone to another degree. Alabama won a championship a year ago. Auburn won this year, 2 Heisman Trophy winners. But it's the second Heisman Trophy winner, which I think all this is about, Cam Newton. Alabama fans hate Auburn, but they really don't think Auburn won this legitimately. They think Cam Newton should have been declared ineligible, and they're sick about that. They're also sick about blowing a 24-point lead at home. And I think as a result of all this, the anger is at an all-time high.
Well, Paul, with that being the case, it seems to me, and I don't want to get too suggestive here, but it seems one party is not going to be disrespected, as is the card that's played all the time now. Is there concern about payback?
Absolutely, Mike. Last night, police surrounded the Bryant statue, Bear Bryant, at Bryant-Denny Stadium, and in 2 months, Nick Saban will have a statue unveiled, and you can bet someone's already sitting at home in their basement trying to come up with a reason and a means of doing damage to that. I don't think there's any doubt the police down here think that will happen at some point in time.
Thank you for joining us, Paul. Appreciate it.